Our group: Desmond, Nicole,
财进
Lance. Topic: Banking. Bank we are doing, Monetary Authority of Singapore, also known as Central Bank of Singapore. So, let's start a little on the company's background.
MAS was formed in 1971. It is the banker and financial agent of government.
They administer money, banking, insurance, securities, currency assurance, and financial sectors.
They promote money stability, credit and exchange policies. They hold regulatory functions under Securities Financial Act.
What is an ERP system? Let's go to the definition of ERP. It is a centralized system of data management. Data is maintained at a central location and is shared with various departments. Departments can access information or data of other departments. Let's take a look at a typical business process. A client approaches the sales team to buy a product. Sales team approaches the inventory department to check the availability of product. When the product is not available, the sales team approaches the production planning department to manufacture the product. The production planning team checks with the inventory department for availability of raw materials. When raw material is not available in the inventory, they buy from the vendors. Then the production planning team forwards the raw material to the shop floor execution for actual production. When ready, the shop floor team forwards the goods to the sales team, who in turn deliver it to the customer. The sales team updates the finance department with revenue generated by the sales product. The production planning team updates the finance department with payments to be made to different vendors for raw materials. All departments approach HR for any human resource issues. What happens when there is no ERP system is involved? Let's look at a situation where the customer needs the product in an urgent basis. When the urgent client makes a call to the sales team, the sales team does not have real-time information of the availability of the product. This causes silo effect to occur, which is the poor coordination across different functional areas. So these are the problems with decentralized systems. Departments across the business enterprise becomes unintegrated. They are unable to obtain real-time information across departments, and this leads to client dissatisfaction and loss of revenue and reputation. The system will be inconsistent and duplication of data will occur. It will take time to obtain information, and there will be a high cost for inventory material and human resource. So, for our banking industry, the Monetary Authority of Singapore uses a single common database. So, how does ERP support integration in MAS? With a single common database, all business functions can have access to data of other departments. For example, when the production planning team needs to check for the availability of plastics, paper and digital plates, with the inventory department, they can have access to the data of the inventory, which is updated by the inventory department in the ERP system. Thus, data duplication is avoided and accurate data is made available. Efficiency and productivity will also be increased and cuts down on time. Another example is, after delivery of goods has been done, vendors can directly submit their invoice to the ERP system, which can be accessed by the finance department, so we can draw a conclusion of the benefits of implementing the ERP system. It provides information across departments in real time. It eliminates duplication and redundancy in data. It provides control over various business processes, and it can provide better inventory management, reduce material cost and increases productivity. Now, let's proceed on to mass business processes.
Now, we're going to explain to you our first business process, which is procurement. As you can see, this is the cycle of where the money goes to. It is an endless cycle between the public and the banks.
This is the question that comes to everyone's mind. Where does the money comes from?
So the trigger to the process is the request for notes and coins by an authority. This request is sent to the Monetary Authority of Singapore. This request will be transferred to the Singapore Mint factory and will update it in the system. The Singapore Mint is a government company. They are responsible for the making of currency of Singapore and keeping it from being counterfeited. It will be sent to the production planning team. The production planning team will then check for the availability of the material with the inventory department. Sometimes, the inventory department have no available materials. A purchase requisition will then be created. They will then decide based on a list of vendors on the system. After the vendor has been decided, the purchase order will be created and sent as a formal request to the vendor. An email will be sent to notify the vendor. The vendor in charge will then prepare the materials to be shipped out to the Singapore Mint factory. The materials will then be shipped out in vehicle to the factory. The goods receipt will be created in the process. It will then be issued to the purchasing department. An invoice receipt will also be issued to the finance department for payment. With the materials needed such as plastic and digital printing plates, it will be used to produce notes and coins in the production process.
So how is money produced in Singapore? It is through the production process, when the old notes are damaged, or to prevent counterfeiting. The request for production is then sent to get approval. When it is approved, then the production order is created. Next, the production order is sent to the factory. Before production, the money will be designed, and the design will be sent back to get approved. After approval from the person in charge, the design is converted into digital plate or entire plate. Then digital plate or entire plate is sent to the factory. Now, production order is released. Materials like paper, plastic and ink will be sent to the factory. So, the printing process begin. Produced by 5 separate and different printing processes. First, substrate sheets are run through a high-speed rotary process, which prints a series of smooth, intricate, multicolored background tints and designs on the front and back. Secondly, the entire print on the back of the notes. This process produces subtle tonal variations with remarkable fineness of details. After the hot stamping process, the currency sheet is ready for the front entire printing. The process is similar to the back entire printing. Then, 2 sets of serial numbers are printed on each note, by the letterpress method. For plastic note, the currency notes are varnished as an additional protection. Lastly, it is being cut into single notes. Each note is then fed into a quality inspection machine and checked for flaws. Notes that never meet the requirement are sieved out. Notes that pass the quality inspection process are banded into sections of 100. 10 sections are combined and counted before being strapped and shrink-wrapped in bundles of 1,000, then packed into carton boxes for delivery. So, where will the money deliver? The carton boxes of notes or coins will be sent back to MAS. MAS will then distribute the notes and coins to different bank branches to meet the request by the authority. And that is the end of how money is created. Thank you. Hope you enjoy.